Hello again. Part 3. I'm in Castex, getting AdBlue. Buy AdBlue in France. Diesel in Spain, AdBlue in France. It's a bit of a pain, but I don't pay the bills. If I was paying for it, I suppose I'd be able to do what I wanted, but I'm not paying for it, so I have to do what I'm told. In 17 years of driving abroad, I've never been to Castex before. This is my first ever visit to Castex, and it's something I've always been very proud of, that I've never been to Castex until today, and I'm quite disappointed that I've called in here today. I'm only really called in to get my truck washed, and there's a big queue. So I ain't going to get my truck washed. I ain't sitting in a massive queue to get my truck washed, because my truck's pretty clean anyway. So, and I've been in the restaurant, and it's a dump, and the parking area is a dump, and yeah, I don't think I'll be coming back. So there you go, starting off part 3 on a very negative note. It'll get better from here on in, promise. Up on the Forest Road now, and if you haven't been up the Forest Road for a little while, then this is all going to be very new and very strange to you, but this is pretty much what the Forest Road is like all the way up. There's a section further down near the Spanish border at Iron that's still 2 lanes, and about the last 30 k's running up to the Bordeaux Ring Road it reverts back to the way it was, 2 lanes, bit bumpy, and no overtaking. But other than those sections, I think it's pretty much all like this. They've made a brilliant job of it. It was all 2 lanes, for those that don't know. It was all 2 lanes, it was all no overtaking, it was all 80 k's, and it was a grim drive. From Bordeaux down to Iron was a horrible drive. I used to hate it. And it used to ruin a trip to Spain for me. I used to dread it, and I don't think I'm overstating it. It was just a horrible drive for me. I used to hate it. But it's all like this now, and it's like a breath of fresh air. It's fantastic. Called the Forest Road, pretty evidently because of all the trees. It's pretty much like this all the way up to Bordeaux, so this is why it gets called the Forest Road. But yeah, they've transformed it. They must have spent an absolute fortune on it. New service areas, new parking areas. It's brilliant. Day 3. I'm just looking at a scanning window down there. It's only got one headlight on. Yeah, day 3. 20 past 3 in the morning again. I'm about 6 hours from Caen, something like that. So I know it's very early to get up to go for the afternoon boat. I don't need telling that, but I'm up, so I'm going to go. And it don't cost me anything because I don't need the time later on today, so I might as well just get up and go. Have a steady drive up there, then stop and have a shower, and stop and have a couple of coffees somewhere, and make a nice day of it. Make a nice change to have the day to myself. So yeah, I've got another 5 minutes other work to do for me daily walk around checks, obviously, and then I'll crack on. This is the reason, or one of the reasons I should say, why I like doing European work so much. It's now 8 o'clock local time, and well, you can see how busy it is. And this isn't because I'm on a particularly quiet motorway in France. This is pretty much how it is all the time. You get around the cities and that, yeah, it's going to be really busy. But between like motorways that link cities together are generally like this. This is rush hour. This is really busy for this stretch of road. So it just makes your life so much easier and so much more relaxed, because I guarantee you the M1 isn't this quiet 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to stop for a coffee soon at Alanson. I'm about 15 k's away from Alanson. I've done 3.5 hours driving now, so I'm going to stop for a coffee and a shower and have a mooch around the shop there. Stopped on Alanson Services for a shower. I'll show you. Alanson. There you go. There's Alanson. It's quite a long run into this service as well. You get a lot of it in France because the motorways are relatively quiet. You get a lot of service areas where they'll just have the services on one side of the motorway that serves both ways, and as a result of that, you generally have quite a long run into the services. It's quite a convoluted route in. It can cost you quite a bit of time, especially if you're trying to get a lot of driving done that day. I'm going to go in here for a shower. Similar to the UK, they will ask for my keys. When I ask for a shower, they'll charge me, I think it's €2 here, and they'll ask for my keys to my truck as basically a security thing, that they're going to get their key for the shower back, obviously. There's no way on earth I am going to give them the keys to this. It's just not going to happen. So what I do, they're my keys. They're my truck keys for my new truck. They're not having them. They're having these. Shower keys, I call them. That's the key to a Renault Magnum I had on hire about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. I only had it for a couple of days. And these were in the outside locker on the Magnum, where you get the little outside locker on the step thing. These were in there, so I kept them. And those are the keys they're going to get. Just saves arguments, it saves problems, standing there arguing with some French person saying you're not having the keys to my truck. I'm just going to give them my spare keys. There's no way then they can have access to my vehicle, because they know you're in the shower. I'm not giving some petrol station attendant the keys to my truck. It's ludicrous to expect that I will. It's not going to happen. Spare keys. Get yourself some spare keys, hand those in, keep yours with you. I've stopped again, cleaned my wheels, because I've got loads of time. It's only 9:45 English. I've got loads of time, so I'm going to clean my wheels and I'm going to black my tyres. Oh, there you go. Clean my wheels and black my tyres. I've made myself a brew as well. It's my default setting, that. Every time I stop, kettle on. Pretty much, without exception. Stop, kettle on. I drink too much coffee. It's probably why I can't sleep at night, to be fair. The long arm of the law has turned up. No, nothing to do with me though. They've stopped to get some chips. So, fair enough. Do this, and only about half an hour from Cannes now. So, do my wheels, do my tyres, have a bit of a wipe on the front, because there's about 1 million dead Spanish flies on there, and then get off into the port. So, I'm not going to Cannes. There was some confusion with the booking, apparently. So, I'm actually heading for Calais, but they're trying to get me a booking on Le Havre, DFDS at Le Havre. But it gives me the opportunity to show you this bridge, the Pont de Normandie, which is on the road between Cannes and Le Havre, and it's a pretty spectacular bridge actually. Not sure he should be overtaking up here, but he's going extraordinarily slowly, and I'm going to take my phone off the holder. We're actually above the fog bank there. Look at that. Bright sunshine up here, blue skies. And down there it's foggy. You can see it illustrated a little bit better there. And now we're going to drop down into the fog. Put some lights on. How mad's that? I don't think I've ever had this before. Quite pleased it's all gone wrong now. and I'm able to come this way. There you go. And immediately after the Pont de Normandie is this bridge. Come over the Pont de Normandie, you come through a péage, you come over this one. It's a bit of a struggle as well, as you can probably hear with the gear changes. It's really high up as well. Right, no longer heading for Calais. This is the approach into the port at Le Havre. Apparently, I've just had a phone call, and apparently I've got a confirmed booking. The boat is about to go, but they are going to wait for me, which they're very good at doing at Le Havre. They're very amenable to late arriving trucks at Le Havre, I've always found. Having said that now, I'll probably arrive at the port just in time to see him setting sail, but I'm doing my best to get down there, and as long as I can get to check-in and everything's still okay, they will let me on the boat. But getting to check-in's the issue at the minute because it's quite busy going down here. And you just follow the signs. It says car ferries, and you just follow the signs, and you come along this dual carriageway, quite narrow lanes, and lots of traffic lights, and just follow it down into the port, which we will be arriving at hopefully in a few minutes. But hopefully the boat will still be there. Right then. You go up to set of lights, you see the marina on your left hand side with all the yachts in it. There's actually a sign above the road that says LD lines, keep left. It says it in English as well. Obviously it says it in French, but it says it in English. What you're looking out for is the cobbles. You follow the road off the motorway all the way up through all the lights. Just keep on going until it goes cobbly. When you get on the cobbles, first set of lights turn left, which I'm about to do now. It brings you to a roundabout and go straight across the roundabout into the port, which you'll see just here. No, there's another set of lights here, but inconsequential. Well, inconsequential as long as they're on green, which they are. And to the roundabout, straight across the roundabout, you're in the port at Le Havre. It couldn't be more straightforward. And at Le Havre, they have a check-in booth. So you don't need to park up and walk to any offices or anything daft like that. Just drive around to the check-in booth, which you can actually see down there. It's the white building with the white railings around it. And yeah. Drive down to the booth, check on the boat, and then just drive through, and it's self-explanatory once you're in. Made it. Bonjour, chef.
Yeah, that's the one, thank you.
Ok, merci, c'est bon. Fluent, like a local. And this is the ferry. This is not a DFDS ferry. This is a yellow ferry that doesn't belong to DFDS. I don't know why that is, but there you go. Alright, alright. And that's it. Concludes my trip home from Spain. Just want to fill up the last few seconds of my video that I'm allowed to post on YouTube. There you go, Le Havre. Sailing into the sunset.